Can't hear you, Steve.
One down, two to go. Welcome everybody to Dave and Kimberly's very, very special celebration. It's a joy to see all of you, and I mean every single one of you. Lots of people have made an awful lot of effort to be here today. Some have travelled a very long way. Some have found their way here from the church. and of course, considering what's happened in Iceland over the last few days, it's a shame. That's the only dad joke, sorry. It's a shame because we will miss them being here, but we do understand that some things can't be controlled. Thanks to everybody for joining in the fun in picking out songs. There are a couple which I've got to mention really. Sarah, where is she? There she is. Yeah. Nothing's going to change my love for you by Who. And who on earth picked I'm Too Sexy for My Shirt? For a wedding. Anyway, thanks for joining the fun today. There's a few special people I would like to thank. First of all, my wife Carol. I'd like to thank Carol for the fussing and the support and actually remaining remarkably calm over the last few days. The last 48 hours were a bit... and I'd like to thank her for the cost as well. I'd like to thank Dave's dad, John. John's been a tower of support to Dave, I know, through all of this, and he's been a tower to us as well. And of course, John, a few weeks ago, I don't know if many people know, introduced a whole new thing to worry about because he had a heart attack. And it's an absolute joy to see you here and looking well. I would like to thank the bridesmaids, the flower girls, and the page boy, but of course that's somebody else's job a bit later, but they did look great. I would like to thank my mum and dad just for being here, because it's families that make this whole thing special, and of course my mum and dad started the whole thing off with me and a few others. Did that sound right? Anyway, it's great to see you here. I'd like to thank Father Paul McLaren Cook, that's a bit of a mouthful, for such a great service. I don't know about you, but I really, really enjoyed it. Hopefully he will be here a bit later on this evening. Some of you might not know, but Carol and I got married in that very same church in 1978. So there was a special occasion for both of us. I'd like to thank Stoke Snowden Golf Club for what they've done, and Becky in particular for putting this one together. And I would also like to thank Michael J. Fitch for being a bit surprised today. Certainly kept us entertained during the eateries, and he kept my brother quiet, which is something. And the last thing I would like to mention is, sadly, there are a few people that are not with us today, and they would have lit up today. Unfortunately, both of Carol's parents died in the past few years, and I just know that they're up there somewhere, smiling down on this very happiest of days. I better get on with the speech then. I would like to say it's been a fantastic week, an absolutely incredible week. Are there any Spurs supporters in? Well, you'll know that my football team, Portsmouth, have managed to make it against all the odds to the FA Cup final. So, a special thanks to those Tottenham fans. Did you enjoy the game, Sonny? Because I did. As father of the bride, I do have the honour of proposing a toast to the bride and groom. But before that, I just want to share a few little thoughts with you. Things that occurred to me over the last few months. As you know, probably most of you know, both of my darling daughters decided to get married this year. Thanks, girl. So I've had a lot to think about. When you bring children into the world, you hope and you pray that life will be kind to them, and that they find happiness and joy in what they do. Karen and I are very lucky. Not only do we have the pleasure of seeing our daughter Kimberly happy on this special day, but we're so proud of the three best children that anybody could hope for. Claire, our beautiful, clever girl, who made all the cupcakes, by the way.
Yay!
And wrote all of the placemats and all of the little signs you've got on the table. Amazing amount of work. We've got Liam, of course, our special son. Sound like that when I wrote it. And we'll all get a chance a little while later to see how Liam's going to make his way in the world. And of course, my favourite blonde daughter. So today I gave my Kimberly away. Anyone who has met Kimberly will know that she is beautiful on the outside and even more beautiful on the inside. And she is an absolute ray of sunshine to anybody who meets her. I know I'm biased, but that is the way I see it. Never once have I ever had to worry about Kimberly. I've always known that Kim will fall on her feet, and I've known that she'll be happy because Kim loves the simple things in life.
Hey, Dave.
Anyway, more about Dave later. So now is the time when fathers traditionally embarrass their daughters. And today is no exception. So I just want to mention three things that will make Kim cringe, I'm sure, but hopefully they'll be amusing. When Kim was tiny, and she really was a little dot of a thing when she was sort of 4 or 5, she liked being secure and always wanted to know what was going on. If ever I put my coat on, she would ask, "Daddy, are you going to look?" When Liam was born, she proudly told everybody that she had a baby duffer. And she was very homely. Once we were in Florida, and she kept saying, "When can we go home?" And we kept saying, "Well, we'll go home shortly." And of course we meant going back to the villa where we were staying, but she didn't want to do that. She wanted to go home to the house with the blue door. As a teenager, Kim was obsessed, and to some extent still is, with one great film. She does, I swear, know every single word of that film, Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
And she's kept us amused on many, many occasions with repeating all of those words. Which reminds me, are you two twins? I guess we can now say in Forrest's words that Dave and Kim are peas and carrots. And life really is like a box of chocolates because you don't know what you're going to get. But it looks like Kim did get to pick the patterns. The last thing I want to mention was Kim's time at university. The time when I have to say... yeah, there it is. The time when I have to say, both of our girls, I would say, really grew up. They learnt a lot from university. But for Kim, my memory will always be midges. Yeah. Bloody midges. Kim did a university dissertation on the, the incidence of midges in mountain streams. And I do remember getting very tearful calls from Kim from Exeter, sobbing that her experiments had gone wrong, the midges had escaped. So those are the things that have embarrassed Kim, but not too bad, was it? No. So we'll move on. There's some good news about Kim being Mrs. Pettingill. Not much more drinking, Debbie. I've said that I've given Kimberly away, but of course, what we've really done is gained another son. Davey. Tattoo boy. My mate. When we first met Davey, after Kim had said she met somebody and she'd like us to meet him, she said, well, he's got a couple of tattoos. Okay, so at that time, we used to go camping in a caravan, and Kim and Dave came to see us on the Sunday, and it was one of the hottest days you can imagine. And I just couldn't understand why Dave had this jumper on. No matter how hot he got, we weren't going to see those tattoos. Something not many of you will know about Dave is Dave enjoys a glass of port. Well, I didn't know that until he managed to drink or give away two of my favourite bottles of port at Carol's 50th birthday. And he ended up spending the night on the compost heap after we put him to bed twice. Come to think of it, I don't know why. Anyway, seriously, Dave has been most welcome into our family. He is a joy to be with, and I know a lot of his mates here, they'll agree with me. And the very best thing is that Dave cares. He cares about people, he cares about doing the right thing, and most importantly of all, of course, he cares about Kim. Some of you will know that Dave's taken up golf over the last couple of years, and I'm personally delighted to see his progress down the handicaps and up the standings of the golf club that we both belong to. I get dragged out every week.
Kicking and screaming.
I don't want to go. He drags me out there, and actually, the truth be known, we get away with murder, don't we, Dave? That's all going to change next week. I didn't particularly enjoy the two stag do's that Dave had. I think he had more. I only went to two of them. Tenerife was a wonderful experience, for some more than others. I'll leave it to Wayne and Jules to fill you in on the goings on, because despite Davey believing that what goes on tour stays on tour, I suspect it might not be seen. So what happens on tour, we'll see. Lee, the pool's downstairs. Right, finally then, Dave and Kim worked so hard to build a home and set themselves up for what life will throw at them. You only have to listen to the way that they talk to each other to realise that there is not only love, but a deep, deep respect for each other. I am supposed to give good advice about marriage at this point, but struggle as I might, there's only two things I could find really that were worth saying. The first one, to keep your marriage brimming with love in the wedding cup. Whenever you're wrong, admit it. Whenever you're right, shut up. And the other one, a little bit more serious. Be together, but let there be spaces in your togetherness. Give your hearts, but not into each other's keeping. For only the hand of life can contain your hearts. Stand together, yet not too near together. For the pillars of the temple stand apart, and the oak tree and the cypress tree grow not in each other's shade. I don't know about you, but this has been, particularly the service, one of the best weddings I've been to, and part of the reason for that is because these two really are made for each other. They really are, and it just came across at the service that they're together, they want to be together, and it's wonderful to see. And doesn't Kimmy look wonderful?
Yeah.
So you'll be pleased to know that's the end, really. I've got a pint here I'm going to keep drink as soon as I've sat down. So the last thing I need to do is to ask you to stand up and toast the health for a very, very best for a wonderful future to the bride and groom.
Bride and groom. Hey. Right.